In Tennessee, a majority of voters decided 8 years ago they wanted nothing to do with same-sex marriage and actually changed the state constitution to say just that. Well, now that it is legal here, two lawmakers want to make sure no faith is forced to marry gay couples. New at 10, our Chris Cannon takes a look at new legislation in the works. It's called the Pastor Protection Act, and Chris, not everyone thinks it's needed.
But Roy, those people are definitely in the minority. Now many people are hoping today's Supreme Court ruling does not lead to religious freedom issues in the days to come.
It is a civil issue at this point.
Religious freedom is a basic constitutional right.
And whether it remains a civil issue remains to be seen.
Friday's Supreme Court ruling has many religious leaders worried they'll be forced to perform same-sex marriages against their faith.
If we believe what we say we do by way of religious freedom, then if it needs to be protected with some statute, I think it probably would be a good thing.
Two Tennessee state representatives agree. Brian Terry from Murfreesboro and Andy Holt from Dresden will file a pastor protection bill.
The intention of this legislation is to provide legal immunity to religious leaders who wish not to provide ceremonies for same-sex couples. It also gives them the opportunity to deny the use of their facilities for such ceremonies.
There is talk in the Republican House caucus that they will call a special session to discuss this issue.
So a lot of hatred comes out of just passion and emotion.
Reverend Enoch Fuzz takes a different stance on same-sex marriage.
I think that what the Supreme Court did today brought us a better America.
This pastor feels it's not his job to judge.
And so if God loves me, I'm sure going to try to love everybody I can.
But when asked if he would marry a same-sex couple, the Reverend pauses.
I'd probably go on and marry them. You know what? Because let me tell you something. The preacher don't marry folk. The state doesn't marry people. God marries people.
And Reverend Fuzz says he will most likely face some criticism because of his stance on this ruling, but he says he is okay with that. Representative Holt told me today that the Republican caucus spent more than an hour and a half talking about this issue today, and they will most likely call a special session, if not next week, most likely the first week of July. In the newsroom, Chris Cannon, News Channel 5 HD.